So Chance the Rapper and his wife released a statement today basically stating, and it says, and I quote, "After a period of separation, the two of us have arrived at the decision to part ways. We came to this decision amicably and with gratitude for the time we spent together. God has blessed us with two beautiful daughters who we will continue to raise together. We kindly ask for privacy and respect as we navigate this transition. Thank you, Chance." And I think her name is Kirsten or Kirsten. I'm not really sure her exact name. If I said it wrong, my bad, y'all. Okay. The main thing that I have to say is that, whenever you go public and you make this statement, but then you're asking for privacy, if this was a private matter, we would have never known about it. Like, you guys could have literally just, the same way we didn't know you guys were separated, we wouldn't have known that you guys were, going through a divorce or filed for divorce, whatever the situation was, if you didn't tell us. And now, in the wake of you providing us all with this information, the same thing that circulated around the internet many years ago, I believe it was maybe over a year ago, of Chance the Rapper going, to Jamaica for Carnival and celebrating his birthday there. All the rounds of what he did is now circulating all over the internet. Let me just start off by saying what I don't like about that, okay? What I don't like about that whole situation is the fact that it is going to lead the public to believe that he most certainly had to do something wrong. It has to be because of him. It has to be because of the things that he's done in the relationship. And I feel like nobody has ever thought about the idea that maybe prior to him even going out of the country to celebrate his birthday there, what if there was some kind of turmoil going on between the two of them that nobody knew about? Because as we know, it is very rare that men are going to jump on social media and start, bad mouthing or shaming or start talking about the inner workings that go on within the relationship as women normally do. So just in case anybody forgot, let me just go ahead and bring it up. This was a snippet of a video of Chance the Rapper dancing with a girl at Carnival, and I did a whole video on this at that time when all the news was circulating. But just to reiterate my thoughts on this situation, you see, first of all, in my personal opinion, if you are not down for the things that Carnival or Carnival season or anything entails, you should not be going. Okay? And if you are also in a situation that you are in a relationship with somebody who is an artist by nature, a rapper, this is just my personal opinion, I think that, you should be able to understand when something is a part of the job or a part of the persona and separate that from who your husband truly is, who he is at home, who he is as a father, who he is as a husband. And besides him going to Carnival and having women who are fans of his dancing on him and him doing that whole like, oh, hold me back, kind of dance move. And from what I've seen, we have never seen Chance the Rapper in the media doing no foolishness. We've never heard of no cheating scandal. We haven't heard of him harming her or harming his children. We haven't heard anything of the foolishness. Okay? The only thing that we've seen is this one thing that he celebrated his his birthday out there in Jamaica during Carnival where people dance on people. There are married people who literally go to Carnival and dance with other people. Like, it's the culture of Carnival. There was one video that circulated, and right after that video circulated on social media, you see, this is a little snippet from my reaction video that I did. She made a post. And if we zoom in on her post that she made on Instagram, her post read, and I quote, let me see if I can shrink it down for you guys so you guys can read. Oh, well, everything that she highlighted is in it. So Let me see if I can shrink this a little bit. Perfect. She quoted a Maya Angelou poem that said, oh my God, I've lived a very simple life. You can say, oh yes, at 13, this happened to me, and at 14, but those are facts. But the facts can obscure the truth, what it really felt like. Every human being has paid the earth to grow up. Then she highlighted this point, meaning that this is the point that she agrees with, that she's resonating with. And it was right after that video circulated on the internet. This was her response. Okay. It says, most people don't grow up. It's too damn difficult. What happens is most people get older. That's the truth of it. They honor their credit cards. They find parking spaces. They marry. They have the nerve to have children, but they didn't grow up. Not really. They get older. But to grow up costs the earth. The earth. It means you take responsibility for the time you take up, for the space you occupy. It's serious business. And you find out what it costs us to love and to lose, to date and to fail, and maybe even more to succeed. So she basically was throwing jabs at her own husband because of whatever it is that she saw going on social media. This genuinely leads me to believe that the sisterhood and the opinions of others is what caused the demise of their marriage and their relationship. There are too many women who will give up their good husband, their good family structure, their good man, because the sisterhood deems him as a bad guy for one certain circumstance. They do not believe that they're supposed to work through, push through, fix certain things. They believe that if the sisterhood says that I'm supposed to go off and divorce you, that's what I'm supposed to do. If I get publicly embarrassed, not because of what you did, but because of how people are telling me how I'm supposed to feel, then I have to leave you. And what's so unfortunate about these situations is that a lot of these women, they just open the door, just push the door wide open for other women to go in and do the things that you were not willing to do in your relationship. What I say willing to do, I mean a plethora of things. But to stay on topic, women who are willing to work through their issues, communicate, problem solve, fix things, worry about the dynamic of the entire family structure. I'm sure that they've had their own, issues, problems, what have you. Relationships do, and theirs will be no different because they're normal people. He probably got some stuff that he brought to the table that they have to work through. She brought some stuff that they have to work through. But in my personal opinion, the way that it from my viewpoint, the way it looks is that the sisterhood done came and got into your ear, and they done convinced you or advised you that you need to step away and step out from the relationship with your husband. And you probably had this man in, couples therapy and stuff like that, acting like he done cheated and slept with somebody. You probably treated this as the ultimate betrayal, like he did the worst thing possible. He's the worst human being. Because of the internet backlash, not because of maybe how it actually made you feel for real. In my personal opinion, again, it would lead me to believe that they already had issues, because you don't just wake up one day and post, most people don't grow up, it's too difficult, people get older and this and that, about your husband based off of one action. You don't do that. You stand in the paint. You have a phone call. And what I was saying, what most women would be willing to do is call him up and say, hey, what's going on? What happened? Oh, babe, it was just a dance or whatever. They were trying to show me a good time. They were trying to whatever, because they're trying to teach me what carnival is, whatever. And we're just having fun. Cool, babe. No problem. I have a hard time understanding why people believe that marriage is the place that fun goes to die. I have a hard time understanding that. This is the reason why a lot of marriages do not work. Because the whole dynamic of, oh, you a husband now. Oh, I know y'all gonna be mad at me for saying this, but it's so true. Oh, you a husband now. You can't just be, doing everything and everything you feel. Oh, you a husband now. You can't be hanging out with your friends. Oh, you a husband. You can't be. When he was courting you, and you wanted to be the one that he picked, you was down. You was down for the fun. You didn't argue. You didn't disagree. You didn't bring up stuff to cause problems or strife. You didn't want to be known as the headache. You wanted it to be cool, calm, collected. You wanted it to be fun. You wanted him to know, I'm not going to cause no stress in your life like the other women you've been with. I am peace and I'm different. I don't let the small things bother me. As soon as the ring goes on, all of a sudden, all the small things bother you. Small things bother you. You got all these problems. You got all these issues with stuff. He's supposed to magically change into somebody else because the ring is on. That's the same exact rhetoric that I say when it comes to women saying, oh, well, if you my boyfriend, I'm not going to show you my wifely qualities. Well, how is he going to make you a wife if he doesn't know what you're capable of? Marriage is not a magic wand. What marriage will do, it will bring up and amplify the stuff that you already got going on. That's why I think it's a very intricate choice to make, a very intricate decision, not something to jump in and out of and treat it like a relationship. It's a commitment and a dedication to the person who you're with. And it's very vital to know who you're with. You can't know who you're with, in my opinion, in 3 months, 6 months, a year. Another thing that this made me realize is that a lot of people don't understand the magnitude of problem, of stress that children provide in relationships. Can I be honest? I know y'all don't want to hear that either, but it's true. A lot of people think about the pregnancy or the baby. They don't realize that you are literally co-creating a human being, an adult, an entity outside of yourself. Although it came from you, it's separate from you. There are a lot of dynamic changes that women go through when they are pregnant and when they have a child. It's like a whole metamorphosis, a transformation. Sometimes you're so different from the person that you were in the beginning that you don't realize that those differences also can cause a rift within your relationship. You want to blame this man for, he's not supportive and he's not this and he changed and I can't believe he did this. But we also have to be honest about the fact that you did change drastically, and he is no longer in a relationship with the person that he met. Sometimes, not every woman changes. Some women change for the better. Some women become more calm, more peaceful, whatever. But I'm just talking about in this situation where sometimes it's a negative change. When I say negative change, it might be good for the children, but it negatively impacts their relationship. Sometimes what happens is that a lot of these women, they wanted the family life, they wanted the husband and the children, and they had no problem with their husband's celebrity until they're at home by themselves raising the children, and he is out and still able to do and have fun. Oh. You out there in Jamaica and people showing me stuff with you in Jamaica and I'm over here with these kids. That's not fair. That causes a strain. Because you're setting up a life full of stability with a person whose lifestyle is not the cookie cutter stability or stable lifestyle. This is not, somebody who works a 9 to 5 that can come home every night and just be with you and y'all go out on the weekends and get a sitter and do it. It's not that. I have to reiterate, the whole thought process of just blaming this man without us talking about the whole entire dynamics of all the situations that we've seen transpire in their relationship. I mean, Chance the Rapper made a whole album dedicated to this woman. I'm sure he loved her. One slip up or whatever, maybe they were having problems and that's why he went to Jamaica. Maybe they were not seeing the same page and that's why he went there, or whatever the case is. But in my personal opinion, you then coming online and doing a tit for tat. Okay, well, I'm humiliated because everybody's telling me I should be. So now I'm going to sit up here and say you immature and you need to grow up. That doesn't necessarily help to assist the situation. And I'm sure if they sought counsel, I would not be surprised if the counsel is just on the woman's side, based off of being on social media and seeing the things that's gone wrong and seeing the things that's happened. I think it's a terrible situation, but I also understand that sometimes people grow into different people, and for the betterment of your children's peace, sometimes it's vital to step away. Sometimes it is. Sometimes if you can't fix it and you can't repair it and all y'all doing is arguing, cussing, throwing stuff and all that, it's just going to trickle down to your children and assist them in reciprocating the same process. My hope is that it's not no situation where, you can't see them and this and that. I hope it is as amicable as they say it is. I hope that they are able to peacefully, cultivate friendship or just something, that they're able to co-parent effectively to their young girls, beautiful girls. But I also just want to, although I understand what happens and why people divorce and why sometimes it's necessary, I just also want other women to understand you don't have to do what other women are trying to influence you to do because they would do. Because a lot of these women who said who are saying to you, what they would do or what they would not do, have never even been in your situation, have never even had a man claim them for real, have never even been married, have never even created that family unit or that family structure. They don't even know. Who cares what other people think? Who cares what they feel? Who cares? There are a lot of people who have been in many different situations. And I understand what's good for the goose is not good for the gander. I understand that some people's limit might be, real shallow and some people's limit might be real deep. But at the same time, I just feel when you have a family structure, it is important to take into account the whole picture. Sometimes feelings subside. Sometimes emotions, while they're running high, and I have to be very honest about this. Sometimes when emotions are running really high and you're upset about a situation, sometimes the worst thing that you can do is separate. Sometimes that's the worst thing you could do. Right now, I found out that, I don't have the exact number, but I found out based on statistics that right now it is the lowest divorce rate. And you want to know why? Because inflation is high. A lot of people can't afford to go out on their own. A lot of people can't afford to, go get 2 separate apartments and pay bills by themselves. So they are staying together. Sometimes it's a good thing that you're in the thick of it. That you can't just get up and move and you can't just get up and leave, because what's so interesting is that sometimes you're able to repair the situation and press forward and say, man, I was about to leave this whole relationship because of how I felt 2 days ago, 3 days ago, or however long ago. But now I don't even feel that way. And I'm glad that we worked it through. Sometimes taking a break or separation, it just makes you more and more divided. Sometimes you got to sit in each other's face and can't stand each other. Sometimes you got to sit there just looking at each other. What'd you say? And make it work. Fix it. Hold it together. Balance it. The same way that you're saying, God has blessed you with two beautiful daughters. Sometimes you have to go to that same entity that you're calling. Repair it. Fix it. Mold it. People who have been together for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Don't you think they've gone through some stuff? But what makes the marriage so sacred and special is being able to get into something and fix and keep evolving and keep growing and fix and keep it pushing. It's so important. I was talking about, how people go into relationships and they think that that's where fun goes to, die. And in my personal opinion, I just really think that a lot of people need to loosen up. Women in particular. Women are the ones who are filing. That's why I'm talking to women. I think a lot of women need to loosen up and realize that, you're two beautiful people in a certain situation. You love this person. He loves you. If you trust that this person has your best interest at heart, just trust them. Nobody's going to be perfect. People are going to make mistakes. And sometimes it's okay to just, even though something really hurt your feelings or hurt you in any way, sometimes it's okay to bend. Sometimes it's okay to put your ego to the side and just be humble enough to say, you know what? I'm going to work with you through this because I love you. And I love you for who you are. Not only when you satisfy me. Not only when you make me happy. Not only what you're doing what I want when you're doing what I want you to do, but I love you for who you are. That's what men be doing. They not filing. They be in the thick of it. They be staying. I'm just saying. I'm just being real. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.